Let me try that one more time without the mic muted. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the original Mark Z channel. This is Zester filling in for Pops today, but don't worry, he will be popping in on the road, so he'll be jumping into chat, give a little bit of a currency update at some point, but otherwise, we're going to be hanging out today. We've got fun stuff to chat about. I want to hear what everyone's going to get up to for Christmas. And then at the very end, we will have Wade come and join us to talk about water filtration. What is up? You can KMA. How are you feeling, Zester? I am feeling much better. I still have a little bit of gunk kind of coming out at this point, and I was definitely exhausted all weekend, but I'm feeling much better. I went crazy with the vitamins and supplements. I doubled up my methylene blue. I was taking all of my vitamin C, going through pretty much everything at my disposal for it. And I feel very lucky because this little illness that I had has been going around town. Everybody else got stuck with an upper respiratory infection on account of it and spent a week, with multicolored mucus. And I seem to have avoided that. So I think my regimen worked. I think my regimen worked on that one. And so I'm feeling much better. But let's start saying good mornings. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kukla. Good morning, Mile High Trish. Good morning, Patsy. Good morning, Sluggo. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Grumpy. Very important one. Please do remember, guys, the content is for general information and educational purposes, not intended to provide professional legal advice. Everything discussed in this case would be Zester's opinion only. Man, you were really on top of that one, Sissy, with the edit. But also, Pops will be joining. So remember, also, it will only be the original Mark Z's opinion. Please consult with a professional before making any type financial, medical, or legal decision, should you need it. And so, yes, an important one to keep the alphabet gods happy. We are going to say kind of do hellos and everything for a few minutes, because Pops should be jumping on in just a few. And so I'm not exactly certain which minute, but I know it's going to be pretty darn soon. Sir Laugh-A-Lot, Zester, are you in your dad's electric scooter? I am. And so his scooter was actually sitting in place in front of the desk this time. And the camera is actually set at the height of this chair. And so whenever I come and I try to do the show, I usually grab a chair from the kitchen and I put the chair in place. It's not the right height. And so I am currently in the powered chair. I could go wheeling around the room. I'm not very good at driving it, though, at least in comparison to Pops. I am not very good at driving it. And every time I put this down, I accidentally press the power button and I start driving whenever I rest my arm on the armrest. And so I've had to turn it off and stay safe because I just about tried to run into the desk this morning when I was getting it in place. David asked, is that a new hairdo, Zester? No, unfortunately, I was supposed to get a haircut while I was sick. And so I decided not to get the barber sick along with me. And so I canceled. I desperately need a haircut. Desperately need a haircut. But all right, guys, we've got a few minutes and I want to start talking about something that at least is what's dominating my news feed, dominating my interest at the moment. And have folks seen, I don't know how well it's spread because it is very recent, that a new release of Epstein files has been put out. And so this is the dataset 8 that just came out. Actually, it leaked last night. It leaked yesterday because people managed to find it on the justice.gov, on the government website, before it was supposed to go public. and people managed to download it. And so now it is public on the government website, but also it was released early, and some files that were in the early release are not in the official release. And so we're going to be talking about that one today. I've got all the files pulled up, and I've actually been going through looking for some of the interesting information inside of this new file drop. And so we are going to go through and talk about that one today. Very interested to hear what everyone else is thinking about on those, because I've got some opinions, especially after this most recent file release. Goose Girl, what are your thoughts on XRP tanking lately? Goose Girl, the whole cryptocurrency market is tanking at the moment. And so XRP is not alone. But overall, Goose Girl, and I know that this is something that it seems silly to say, because you look at the price and you say, Zach, you got to be wrong. But Goose Girl, XRP is killing it right now. XRP is the only ETF with positive inflows. There's over $1 billion that has flown into the spot ETFs for XRP just since the release. At this point, it would be like 27 consecutive days of inflows. Bitcoin and Ethereum are struggling. Other cryptos, absolutely struggling. XRP, from a news-related standpoint, from a general fundamental standpoint, is actually doing very well right now. But I know that seems silly to say when you look at the price. Ultimately, though, Goose Girl, it's the whole market right now. And so crypto is moving together on that one. But in positive news, let's look at the precious metals markets, because precious metals are killing it right now. Absolutely killing it. As a matter of fact, I have those numbers pulled up because I was planning on talking about those in just a little bit. So let's check where those are at right now before we get Pops joining us. We have got gold. According to Monex Precious Metals, we have gold at a high today of $4,492. Silver at a high of $70.67. It is crazy, breaking all the records at this point. And there's some very, very interesting information going on in the precious metals area at this point, but I don't want to ruin the surprise on all of the news today before we get Pops, but I might go ahead and jump on that one, because on the metal side, we do have some very, very interesting information that has come out in regards to metals. My apologies for the cough there, guys. But we have been seeing a massive amount of a switch up coming from the major banks. JP Morgan sells its entire 20 million ounce silver short position, flips to a long 750 million ounce long position, bullish on the price of silver. Now, this information came out December 11th, but we've been continuing to get more and more and more releases from banks since then, saying that other ones essentially are in the same position. I believe at this point there are about 5 to 8 banks that are currently trying to shore up their short positions before they go belly up on account of silver's price. And so that's very, very exciting for breaking the paper silver mirage that has been ongoing for decades at this point. We need to get rid of the paper silver, and this is the way to do it, in my opinion. This is the way to do it, because when you call in their shorts, it's going to essentially show the proof. All right. Just got an update from Pops. We will probably be somewhere in the next 5 minutes. We will be getting a Pops joining us. But so this one, guys, had y'all seen this one already? Was this something that was already on y'all's radar at this point? I know I'd seen folks talking about some of the major short positions being liquidated. It does appear that some of the banks are going to have to liquidate their short silver positions because they're not able to acquire enough physical silver to cover their position. Remember, guys, short, long, these leveraged financial vehicles are all essentially criminal. And so please keep that in mind. At least that is my personal opinion. I do not believe in shorting. I don't believe in options. I don't believe in leveraged positions of any form or fashion. I believe they should have always been illegal. But in this situation, it does give us a pretty clear indication of what these banks are up to. And well, their greed is going to be the reason they get caught on this one. It's absolutely going to be on account of their greed. Joseph, is Mark coming on? He is. He absolutely is. Tahoe Builder, that's why it's called short. Too short. Yep. They are. They're always short of the amount that they're gambling with. And the sad thing is that these financial vehicles, these long positions, these markets that they create. For those that watched that movie, The Big Short, they really attracted tons and tons of people to learning more about 2008, 2009, and what had gone on. What I think is probably the biggest takeaway that folks should get from that learning experience, that educational opportunity, is that these things were created by major financial institutions for major financial institutions. It's a fixed game. It's a club. And guess what? We're not a part of it. And they make these markets. They make markets, AKA they commit financial crimes and they profit off of doing so. And so I am absolutely, That's one way to get me very quickly onto the sodium podium, is to start talking about leverage. Absolutely. Now, is everything coming through good on both sides, guys? Everybody over on Rumble, all working well? Mama Bear 67, Zester, were you planning to be stateside and had to cancel due to the bug you had? Mama Bear, actually, no. And so my mom and my grandmother are in Puerto Rico. And so I will be having Christmas with mom and grandma this year. Really wish Pops was also here on the island, but we have plans for making New Year's special. And so we will not miss out on the special family time, but I am going to get my first ever Christmas in Puerto Rico with the mom and grandma. And then my brother's coming back with Pops. And so he'll be here for New Year's. I've got a lot to look forward to on that side. We'll definitely not be alone. We'll not be alone. I'm also very glad that my bug seems to be subsiding, because I was worried about being around the family while sick, just in case. Just in case. But all right, though, guys, I see that we have got someone who popped into the backspace. I don't know if he's ready for us yet, but I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption that he is. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if he starts talking when I bring him up here. What's up?
You know what they say about assume? It makes a butt out of you and me.
Just kidding. Yeah. And I also know what they say about people who say that saying. That's one that you hear so many times. That's one you hear so many times, especially in the trades. I know when I was doing fiber optics and cabling, I probably heard that saying once a day, because I also was the type of person who didn't want to wait, for meetings and everything to get done. So I was like, let's just go ahead and get the work. We can make an assumption they're not that stupid.
Oh boy!
And I very, very, very many times was informed by the other contractors, do assume they're that stupid.
Yes.
But how are you doing with the family and with mom?
Oh, it was just fantastic. Just awesome. Breakfast at Big Sam's. It was really good. And of course, seeing niece Ryan about to pop like a muscadine grape was good too.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Did you hear anything else on that front? Dates and such?
Mid-February.
Mid-February. Oh, that is too exciting.
Probably earlier because it's twins. And boy, I tell you, they're coming along. Excited for them.
Poor
Oh God,
Ryan.
yeah, she's miserable. She's excited, but she's miserable. And the babies are like their heads are in the middle and their feet pointing out, so they're like head to head. So they're busy kicking the snot out of her.
They're working together.
Oh, they're working together to get mom.
Oh, that's a bad sign. They're already they're already working together against the parents.
Exactly.
They're going to
They've
be
already
a lot
ganged
of
up
fun.
on the mother.
Exactly. They're going to be a lot of fun.
All right, just in case, because you know how cell signals are up here, I should probably jump right in.
Let me get that banner on up and throw you on the main screen just real fast. That way, folks that are coming through quickly will be able to find you.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right, you got it up.
Yep. You're set.
Fantastic. All right, you're short. Had a actually I had two bond contacts check in. They're telling me, do not worry. They are still working in Zurich. They still have great hopes and expectations of them for this week. Even if it is Christmas week, excuse me, in Hong Kong, Asia. Did I say Asia? Hopefully I said Asia and not Zurich. So they are still working, said they still have great hopes and expectations to finish theirs this week. Say that they being told things are very much still on schedule. From Iraq, Sudani meeting coalition, they are trying to push forward with a new way of picking the prime minister spot, where it will be based on block seats, a different way of figuring that one. So their meeting last night was very productive, I'm told. They have expectation of having that picked this week, along with they did, I am told, come to consensus on how to handle the militias and the forces left over from the war on ISIS. That's probably the short of your news. I'm trying to think anything. I've not heard anything specific on groups. And the commander did remind me of one of my contacts on CMKX that I'm going to reach out today on my drive. See if I can get a update for tomorrow morning. I am not planning on a podcast this evening.
All right.
Basically, no evenings this week.
All right. Well, hey, that one's a good update for everyone out there. So no evening streams. Are we doing Whiskey and Wisdom tomorrow? I know Christmas Eve. I wasn't counting on it.
No. We already killed that one last week.
All right. I was just double checking. You know how things change. Things are fluid.
Too fluid sometimes, I think. But we got to be.
Yeah. By the way, Pops, you got a Christmas present today that got brought to your house from me. Just so you know. And it turns out that you didn't really get a Christmas present. You kind of got a Christmas present. Really, Penny got a Christmas present. And so you've got a fun one sitting here waiting. She's very, 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 very curious about it. But I think when you see it, you're going to be one heck of a happy camper.
I'll be excited.
She needed it. And
wait
once
a minute.
You see it, you realize you needed it.
Wait. Did you get her another kitten or something? Oh, God, no. I didn't say that out loud.
No. This is not like when we used to pull that one with Lucy and we'd go showing up with a bunny every birthday. Don't worry. I didn't do that to you. This actually makes your job and your life a lot easier with Penny. And so this was actually the opposite.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out.
The knight who says knee. A knight who says knee. A puppy?
Oh. All right. I'm going to pay attention to the road.
All right. We're going to go jumping back in. We're going to talk about all of the Epstein file releases. Slick Bill had quite a funny statement come out yesterday. We've got a few fun ones.
All right, tell me about his statement, and then I'm going away.
The office of former President Bill Clinton released a statement calling for the full release of all Epstein files, data, information, videos, photos, everything. including the ones of him.
Wait,
This comes officially from the office of Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is mad that they have not released all the information.
He's trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah, I'm still. This is one that is, it's got my mind all over the place. I'm like, is Bill just mad that everyone else isn't going down with him? Or is Bill
Right?
like, if only they had released the photos of me saving all those children in Africa? Like, what does he think is gonna? What's the belief that's going to come out? He's like, he believes, and his statement believes, that they are only releasing the bad information on him. They're not releasing the good information on him, and they're also not releasing the bad information on other people. He's definitely throwing shade at Trump and the Republicans on that one, but it just seems like such a funny statement to come out of the office of the former president, Bill Clinton.
It is. All right, I'm going away. I'll see everybody in the morning.
Hey, talk to you soon, Pops. Travel safe.
Thanks.
All right, guys. That one was. It said too many interesting things. Jay Hart, one of those automated litter boxes that cost $1,500. Jay Hart, now that he's gone and he's out. No, but we're gonna try to convince him what I got him is worth more than it is. It wasn't that expensive, but unfortunately, automated litter boxes are far outside of my price budget possibilities. And so no, after everything happens and everything goes, he can start getting presents like a $1,500 automated litter box. Unfortunately, Jay Hart, at this point, we're operating with more of $50, $100 if it's something that's really perfect, but $50 already seems a little right about there. And Pops is not easy to get things for. Pops is one of the hardest people to buy a present for because he doesn't want many things. And so very often it's difficult. And that's why this year, essentially, he got something that will make Penny happy and will make his job easier with Penny. And so as long as y'all don't tell him, I can tell y'all, because I bet he's not watching right now. And so it's really going to come down to y'all not snitching on us. But she got an automatic water thing that constantly filters the water and flows her water so that it's always fresh. And so that's what she got, because it's very hard for him to change the water and to keep up with it. And Penny is one of those cats that likes to mess with the water and make it dirty. And so this one's more like, we won't throw numbers out there, but it was definitely far less than a $1,500 crapper, because I don't have a $1,500 toilet. And so unfortunately, I can't go buying kitty cats a $1,500 one. But it is very, very cool. And it is going to make his life a lot easier. It's going to make him happy. Yeah, exactly, DJ. Like a fountain. It's a fountain. Exactly. It's got a little flower at the top, and the flower petal shoots water out of it. Yeah, and Sluggo, I don't know a human that's got a $1,500 one to sit on. Exactly. Sluggo, when I can afford one like that, then I'll start considering getting one like that for the kitty cats. All right, though. Let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, Britt Baker, Zester, I just bought one of those wires. Just waiting for it to arrive. They are the bomb. They are the absolute bomb. It is super, super cool. I thought about getting the one that has the camera in it, but it kind of creeped me out. The application for those automated services it's all from China. I didn't feel comfortable with the one with any type of camera or anything, but I felt very comfortable with the one that just shoots water up. All right, though, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get back to the silver conversation, because it is And this is an older article, but we are seeing newer ones, and we're seeing some very unconfirmed reports at this point that there are at least 8 banks that are currently desperately trying to avoid a massive short liquidation. And we know with the prices at this point what the reason is. Ultimately, silver sitting over $70 an ounce. And we know that these banks do not actually have the silver reserves to back up their leveraged positions. Very interested to see where this one goes. This may end up being somewhat of the silver revaluation, or at least the silver bubble. And I guess it really isn't, it's not a bubble. It's more of the silver repression is going to pop in a way that I feel like is almost similar to GameStop at this point. In that essentially it would appear as if right now the retail investor is currently pushing the banks to a point where they're going to have to liquidate their long positions, and we're going to have to find out how many ounces of silver actually exist. And so this one's exciting. I hope that the pressure is not taken off. We need silver to keep rising if we want this pressure to continue. And well, all indications at this point in time are that silver intends on continuing its forward track. Who knows? $100 silver in January of 2026. It seems very likely, but I'll leave all of that speculation to Andy Scheckman, who is definitely the ultimate professional. And so let's talk about Bill, since we chatted about that one real quick while Pops was on. Yes, Bill Clinton demands the full release of all Epstein files. Someone or something is being protected. And so y'all notice this might have been where I snagged that photo of Billy this morning, because I felt like the open mouth right now really conveyed my feelings about this statement from the former President Bill Clinton's office. As Bill Clinton has sharply criticized the U.S. Justice Department's handling of Jeffrey Epstein file releases, insisting that only a complete and unredacted disclosure will satisfy the public's right to know and victims' demand for justice. This was not on my bingo card, guys. I don't know if it was on any of y'all's bingo cards, but please, anyone who did get to put down a bingo chip on this one, please sound off, because I did not expect for Bill Clinton to come in with this type of a statement. And so Clinton's office argued that the partial release of files, including heavily redacted records, suggests that someone or something is being protected. A charge that has reignited national debate over transparency and accountability. Clinton's demand: release everything with my name on it. This one to me was very intriguing, because I have a feeling that essentially what Bill Clinton is doing right now is he's saying, if I'm going down, let's go down together. Because Bill definitely, of the recent file releases, Bill got the most photo shoots of the previous data set releases. We've got the photos of Bill in the pool with Ghislaine and someone who is obviously a victim. We've got countless photos of him in jacuzzis. We've got photos of him all over the place. We've got the very impressive photo of Hillary Clinton dressed up as, I assume, a person from the Hunger Games, because that's what she looks like in that photo. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can grab that Hillary Epstein photo real quick, because it is she looks like she is planning the Hunger Games in that photo, in all honesty, with the dress that she is wearing. That is crazy. You look up something like that, and even now the algorithm still tries to hide it from you. Yeah, no, I might have a hard time finding that one quickly. I'm certain y'all have seen it though. The one where it definitely looks like she is posing for the Illuminati. There it is. Managed to find it. Let me get that pulled up real quick. Not as large of a version of the photo. Hillary Clinton looks like she just sacrificed someone. No, she looks like she just announced the beginning of the Hunger Games, and she's currently sitting with all of her other elite friends talking about how it's a great thing that they keep all the poors fighting each other so that the peasants don't rise up against them. She looks like she is a telecaster from from the Hunger Games. But so, yes, we have gotten that one coming out from Bill Clinton. That is too funny, all things considered. But you have to wonder whether he's not having I wouldn't call it in any way a come to Jesus moment. I would call it an absolute, if I'm going down, I'm taking as many people down with me as I possibly can. And that's the only explanation I have for that announcement. All right, though. Here is one that, well, I think it's funny. It's not funny, but I think it's funny. And so we're going to talk real quick about the $9 billion of fraud that have occurred in Minnesota under Tim Walz's regime. And we're also going to compare the amount of fraud in Minnesota with the GDP of the country of Somalia. And I think that this one is just interesting. I think that this is funny. Ultimately, this is a little bit older news, but I haven't heard or seen anyone make this direct comparison. And so I thought y'all might enjoy it. And so I looked up the data for the GDP of Somalia just to see how much money all of Somalia produces on a yearly basis, not including piracy. I also debated having a Captain Phillips thumbnail today on the video. But without further ado, let's go over and let's check that one out real quick. I think y'all are going to find something a little interesting here. This is the GDP of Somalia. Now, Somalia this year has a GDP of $12 billion. That's total. That's all. And so for the year of 2024, let me specify more. Not this year. For the year of 2024, Somalia had a gross domestic product production of $12.11 billion USD. Now, we know that in Minnesota, somewhere around or over $9 billion has been frauded from the American taxpayers, in many cases or primarily by this Somalian group that has been operating in Minnesota, has made Minnesota literally a tourism destination for scamming the American taxpayers. Well, let's just check this out. In 2013, Somalia had a gross domestic product of $5 billion US. Now in 2014, 5.73. 2015, 6.15. 2016, 6.61. 7.62. We're going up every year. We tend to go up. Now, 2019 to 2020, we actually flatlined. We went down a little bit. That's weird, being the election year. And now we've continued to see this rise. We've continued to see this rise, going all the way to $12.11 billion US for the entire country in the year of 2024. Now, remember, $9 billion have been stolen from the American taxpayer in just Minnesota. And so, I'm just saying, I think I know when the fraud started. I think I can actually pinpoint a time period that the fraud started. And actually, it goes back a little bit further to 2009. 2009 is the first year that we continue to see the GDP of Somalia somehow grow at almost the exact same rate as the fraud is growing in the United States of America. And so I think I know where our $9 billion went. I think that they're sitting exactly right here in the country of Somalia. And I think that we are funding a fairly precipitous growth in the overall GDP of the nation of Somalia. But yes, this one was something that I thought should be pointed out. I know that everyone had been talking about Tim Walz, talking about the overall fraud, discussing the numbers and how much of it was real, how much could be confirmed, things of that nature. Well, I'm pretty certain that there's a substantial amount of those dollars are sitting right here inside of this chart. And so just one that I thought was fun, and I hadn't seen anybody else pointing it out this way. Everybody else was just pointing out, oh, the American taxpayers. And yes, the American taxpayers. And then everybody else was arguing whether it's true or not. And I'm like, well, if it's coming from the Somalian community, and we know that most communities that are coming in that way, there's a huge amount of remittance. Remittance payments are when you come and you work or you're in another country and you send money back, essentially, to family, to etc. And so we know that remittance payments are huge going back to Somalia. And well, it turns out you can pretty much figure out where those remittance payments are coming from. And well, Somalia would like to formally notify the American people that they're extremely grateful for the fact that their economy has grown more than 2x in the past year's compliments of your tax dollars. And so for anyone who's curious on this one, I'll go ahead for fun and throw that link to this chart that I'm looking at into the chat. And so you should be able to find that on the YouTube, the Twitch, and over on the Rumble chat, because I thought that one was just too funny to look at and consider. With everyone else debating whether it's true or not, I felt like this was probably one of the most certain ways to verify that it was or wasn't true. And well, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Yeah, 72 ZSS. What has been built in Somalia since? Anyone? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one, 72Z. I wouldn't worry about holding your breath on getting that one back. I think you'll probably pass out before you get an answer. But let's go to our last one that we're going to talk about for a little while before we chat with Wade and Gina. This is the one I was excited about today. Actually, I have one more quick one. President unveils Trump class of warships. We see Huntington Ingalls shares jump, but we are going to have a Trump class battleship. The Trump class battleship is set to be 30 to 40,000 ton ships carrying a large quantity of missiles, including hypersonic missiles, outfitted with electromagnetic railguns and directed energy lasers. And so another one that will, for many decades, will grind the gears of the Democrats will be when they have to see and they have to fund the development and the building of more Trump-class battleships. All right. With that one, though, let's go ahead and get to Epstein and the new files that have released. Epstein Files live update as DOJ releases huge new set of photos, documents with mentions of Trump. I will say, we're on CBS News. There were far more mentions of other famous people than Trump, but it's CBS. They've got to work for their headlines. And as I talked about earlier, this information actually released early. And so, Voidzilla, aka CoffeeZilla, actually released a video at this point, 11 hours ago. And this was because him and a group of investigators had found the new release of Epstein files early. Now, I have those early Epstein files, and you can have them also. If you would like to have the early version of the files, I'm going to post that link actually in, well, I can't read whatever that little captcha says. So I'm just going to go over to my already existing drive of that one. And I'm going to send along, this is the Google Drive or the J Drive that actually has access to the early release of the files. The files have since then have been released on the official government website, but there are files missing. And so certain files that were a part of the release that I just posted into the chat are not a part of the official release. Now, fingers crossed, I did not just get Pops in trouble for having released or having shown y'all this, but they are missing. And so many of the files that are inside of the link that I just sent you are not on the government website. They have removed them. And this drive actually has the ability for you to separate and break down and organize the Epstein files that have been released. Now, one in particular that was removed, and I would love to talk to y'all about it, is this video right here. Have y'all seen anything about this video? This is a doctored video. It appears as if it is heavily doctored, not a real video, but as a part of the release, they released this video. This video purportedly shows Jeffrey Epstein attempting to strangle himself inside of his cell, where they said there were no working cameras. Now, there are a ton of people. This is new data, new releases. There is a ton of folks that are saying that this video is not real. From my research, that appears to be true. It is not a real video. This video is doctored. And the reason that we can confirm that to be the case is because its metadata shows that it was created and edited in the year of 2020. And that pretty much emphatically proves that the video is not real because too late. It's too late. And so for those that are seeing, why am I allowed to open it and no one else is? Uh-oh. That's interesting. That is very, very, very interesting. The file cannot be opened. Huh. I wonder why. Well, I have the file opened. And so we can go through and we can look until they manage to figure out how to kick me out of it. And what it does include. And so I'm going to take advantage of this time right now. If y'all are not allowed to open this, it probably means I'm not going to be allowed to open it very, very soon. It probably means that I am not going to be allowed to open it either. And so please, if someone could remove that link from the chat, if any of the moderators could delete my link that I added in there for that one, just so that we don't get anybody else in trouble if it's not. But all right, here are the photos from Epstein's cell. We can see a variety of different products sitting in the back. It appears as if he was having some acid reflux issues because he's got one heck of a lot of milk of magnesia in the background. And we've got a variety of different photos going back across the entire thing, including images, photos, videos. We've also got email correspondence that was going on between Epstein during the trial, definitely giving an indication of where his mind was at throughout it. But yes, please do, guys. Please do. Just go ahead and remove it. It seems as if many people could actually open it. And so I am not going to be removing. I'm definitely not going to be leaving the website. There also are photos of unknown people sitting in front of. Where you think that's at? There are countless extremely interesting ones going on here, but absolutely, absolutely. Please do. Okay, many people can open the file. Please be very, very careful, guys. Please be very, very careful with it. I am going to go through, though, and I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to work with folks to see if I can't find. Oh, actually, I can't even delete it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, they are currently stuck there. And so, guys, please do not use those unless you are being careful. I imagine that it's probably an issue going on where they're trying to take down this J drive. They're trying to take down the information. And Kukla, it appears as if I cannot remove it either. I just tried to remove it. I think I would need to actually go to YouTube and Rumble to do it. But y'all have it now. Please be very, very, very careful with it. It includes lots and lots and lots of things. This was originally put together by the efforts of the people over at Jmail working with CopyZilla and some other investigators. They managed to find this early by actually literally by just going through and typing in the domain before it was made live on the web page. All right. Yeah, so hopefully I did not just mess up anything for Pops on that one. But yes, extremely interesting. Y'all can check that one out. Debbie, RV News, we did have Pops jump in at the beginning and talk about his news update. It was somewhere right around the 12-minute mark, I believe. But you can also scroll back through and look for the banner. I think I remembered to put it up. But yes, a very, very, very interesting one, guys. This is more and more of that information coming out. And yeah, Manhattan born. I would have to say, if I were a gambling man, that looks a hell of a lot like Moscow, with a group of redacted folks that were a part of this photo op. There are a lot of them in here, guys. It really is never ending what you're going to find. 10,775 files. Some of them are, most of them, 99% of them are available. If you don't want to go to a weird site, you can just go to justice.gov. You can go to the government website and you can see them there. And so please, guys, please do be careful with that one. And I would not be surprised if it is gone. All right, guys, let's go ahead and chat with Wade and Gina if they're ready for us. I think, yeah, that covers most of my really fun ones. The only thing that I had left on that side was just to make a joke about the fact that Somalia has moved on from piracy to a new form of piracy, stealing the American taxpayers' dollars. And it seems to be working very well for their gross domestic production. And so with that, let's see if Wade and Gina are ready.
Good morning, my man, Zester. How are you, buddy?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I am doing well. How are you, Wade and Gina?
Excellent, man. We're sitting
good.
out on our in our patio room. This is where Gina, puts together all the stuff so we can have. I think we got like 35 or 40 people coming tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Y'all gonna have a packed Christmas Eve.
So it's always a lot of fun, always, man, but it's really good to see you, buddy. And good to see the family. I was, following along. I'm like, I can open it, Zester. I'm good. Oh no, now it's gone.
Yeah.
My Trish is like, I got it. Wait. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Before we keep going, because I hadn't done the happy birthday yet, Mr. Virtue. I will do a happy birthday at the very end. Once we're done chatting with Wade and Gina, I'll do a happy birthday for those out there that are celebrating, like Kelly, whose brother Jeff is celebrating today. I'll make certain to get Jeff a happy birthday rendition at the end.
Milo's getting a cup of coffee there. Do you see the cat over there?
My cat was drinking my coffee.
That's Milo. That's I'm telling you, anything made with Kangen water, they're all over it, buddy. So that's Milo over there on Gina's left, guys. If you can see him, and then Diamond wandering around in the background, and that's a couple of our cats. They're about what is it, 15, 16 pounds a piece, so they're pretty good sized boys.
Milo is 16 pounds.
Yeah,
Sammy
16.
just weighed him the other day.
Oh, she did. Okay, excellent.
So he's our big boy for sure.
He's definitely our big boy. But anyways, good morning, guys. Man, we're so glad to have you here, or so glad to be here this morning, I should say. And it's so exciting. And Zester, it's always good. I hate that we didn't come down this October, our usual trip, but we're gonna, see what we can get figured out for a little bit later in the spring. And you've been a little under weather, brother. What's up with that? We got to get that Kangen water going.
Yeah, exactly. I got very lucky. I managed to kick it a lot faster than everybody else, but I did. I went very, very, very extreme on the supplements.
Excellent.
I had my methylene blue going. I had my pH water going. I had everything going on it, and so I got lucky. I didn't end up with an upper respiratory infection or anything like that, and that seems like what everybody was getting from whatever this little sickness was going around. And so mine happened to be 4 days instead of everybody else's, 10, 11 days.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. Well, so guys, today, if you don't know us yet, I'm Wade Holder. This is my wife, Gina. We have My Free Water Store in Woodland Park, Colorado, where we give away, I got to look in the camera instead of looking at the so we give away ionized alkalized water. We help people treat degenerative diseases and such, and dehydration. And so today we're going to just have a little bit of fun. We're going to look at what dehydration is in the body. We're just going to do a quickie because, man, it's Christmas time and I want everybody to be able to get along, have Christmas, have a great Christmas. But I want you to have a few thoughts in mind as you're thinking about Christmas. And so we just kind of grabbed a few things to kind of play with today. And Gina's like, "What are you doing? What do you got setting up
Mad
this morning?"
scientist strikes again, guys.
Yes. So what I did, guys, is I grabbed a few things out of the cabinets and the refrigerator, right? So we've got some green grapes here, right? And we've got some raisins. Okay. Now think about this. This is hydrated. This is dehydrated, right? Now, I mean, you can't even hardly see it. I got some cherries here. Here's a dehydrated cherry. What does that mean? Listen, I couldn't find any apricots in the store. So what I did is I threw a couple of apricots in a glass of water. So they started looking like this, of course, right? And this morning, I threw them in yesterday evening.
Like a whole apricot.
And there's a whole apricot. Look at that. So just showing, what I didn't do, and I should have done, was a regular tap water to see what would have happened.
Oh, great.
And I'm going to do that experiment for next time, right? Same thing. We got some prunes here. I couldn't find any plums. And so, because it's off season, but look at this. Here's a blueberry. and I had a heck of a time trying to find one dehydrated. Okay. Now, why am I bringing this up? There's a strawberry. I thought we had strawberries when I got home. Our grandbabies had eaten all the strawberries. So we got a house full already, which is awesome. I mean, we love this time of year. Here's just another couple examples. Here we go. Tomatoes, dried tomatoes, regular tomatoes, right? Whole tomatoes that are hydrated properly. And so why are we talking about that? I'll tell you why we're talking about that is because when a person is born, we are between 80 and 90% hydrated. Okay. When a baby's born, we're like 80, 90% hydrated. Do you know that the average American, well, I shouldn't just say Americans,
human body.
The American people, Zester, you got a little noise going on in the background. But the average person, when they die, they're around 45 or 50%. Listen, guys, I want you to think about that.
That's a lot.
Okay. That's a lot. Okay. What is that?
So we die like a dried up tomato.
Right. Right. And so, what is that in hydration manner versus that? And even that is not a fully hydrated apricot, right? So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because the water that we're talking about is completely unique in the world system. And we're not just talking about a filtered water. We're talking about an ionized alkalized water. That means this water is changed we change the molecular structuring of the water through electrolysis. So we have water that goes into a device, and I happen to have one of those devices with me today, right? So this is the device. This is our K8 model. This is our very favorite model. But the water goes into this device, and as it goes through the device, electricity is applied. It has titanium plates with platinum coating. As the water goes across those plates, electricity is applied, and through that electrical charge, it separates acidic minerals from alkaline minerals. Now, I want you to understand this is not creating alkaline water, because alkaline water can be detrimental to you. This is alkalized water, meaning done through electrolysis process. As the machine does it, it separates acidic water, which is actually goes down the drain, or actually it's wonderful for hair, skin, plants. If you guys see some plants in the Christmas tree, man, listen, guys, Christmas tree. We have a number of people that come into our facility that keep their tree way beyond what should be a life of a Christmas tree. Yeah. I got one gal who goes all the way till Easter. She goes into April, but it stays supple. It doesn't drop all of that because it's uptaking that water. And so it's pretty good. Then out of the top side of it, that produces an alkalized water. So not alkaline, but alkalized, done through an electrolysis process. In that process, guess what it does? We're looking at some of that. So this is just some of those dried ones that I started. So I put them in a glass this morning, and here's what I started kind of grossing out on. Now, think about this.
Look at all the stuff coming off of those.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So, this is out of a package that we hand our kids, and I put it in there, and I started looking. This was 9.5, not even 11.5. This is 9.5
ERW, electrolyzed reduced water.
Yeah, electrolyzed reduced water. And look at the pesticides and junk that's coming off that. That's the chemicals that they put on those as they're packaged. And so that's what kind of grossed me out. That's
something to keep.
That's a mix of strawberries and berries and stuff. This one here, look at this, guys. This is 11.5. So this was the 11.5 I put on that same thing. So even these two dye.
Yeah, they even dye it to make it. What's that red one? R1 dye.
Yeah, it's so thick I can't even see the fruit. Yeah. That water is so nasty. I don't know if you guys can see the fruit in there. Anyways, just trying to show you guys. Listen, the device that we talk about doesn't just create drinking water. It creates a lot of different waters. One of the waters is 2.5 acidic water, which will kill every germ, virus, and bacteria known to man in 30 seconds or less. You get strep throat, you gargle. You get you catch that cold that Zester was talking about there, guys. Same thing, man. Somebody tried attacking me. I mean, not somebody, something tried to attack me a couple of weeks ago, and I started the battle and rinsing my sinuses and gargling with 2.5 to kill it. And it's just amazing. So here's also some tomatoes. I just threw these tomatoes in there just before, and I don't know if you guys can actually see the color of the water.
You can see
Is it show?
Yeah, green that water's getting, and
well, my shirt, my shirt, but that's the pesticides coming right off of those tomatoes, guys. And that was just some of these little cherry tomatoes. And so one of the things we just wanted to talk to you about, this is the time of year when we all gather together. We're eating all kinds of these, fruits and stuff. Our grandkids are eating raisins and all sorts of different things. And I just started cleaning them. I'm like, man, Lord, this is not right. This is what my grandchildren are eating. And so, guys, we're just reaching out to you to let you know some of the things that this device does.
And you know what else?
What?
We're eating really bad stuff too, because it's that time of year.
Yeah, well, yes.
So we're eating sugar and processed. And I think my dinner consisted of fresh taco chips or tortilla chips last night and homemade salsa.
Yes.
Dinner of champions, right? But guess what? This water will help in the detox come January 1st when we try to flush all that nasty out of our system.
Well, it's helping all the time, at least
Yeah.
detoxing and
I ramp it up when it's time to detox.
That's right.
So
that's how it really truly works. That's that hydration side of it. And guys, man, just a little few scary things. I don't know, I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just here to, talk about the things that are going on in this world. Exactly. Be real. Listen, here's just a little CNN report, and I don't listen to CNN. I don't watch CNN, Communist News Network. Sorry. Ooh, I don't know if I can say that. I guess I can't. Bottled water.
No, don't worry, Wade. I'm pretty certain that I've managed to say worse. If they're going to take everybody off for calling CNN the Commie News Network.
Okay, good.
They're really splitting hairs if they get us for that one.
Well, you just don't know anymore. I think it's getting better.
You don't. I just don't worry. I put out the leaked new Epstein file release earlier in the stream. Do not worry. Do not worry. If Alphabet's going to get mad at anybody, I got this one.
Okay, I was going to say, so if this show goes, it's you, brother.
I already talked to Pops, and Pops said full disclosure and the truth is what matters. So
Amen.
If they get mad at him, they get mad at him. He said, we'll deal with it and figure it out. But I already messaged him like, Pops, I might have got you in trouble.
Well,
no, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Wade.
That's excellent. Well, so guys, as I was saying, man, we get looking, and this is the stuff that's going on. Bottled water packed with nanoparticles, and this is even the CNN talking about this stuff, guys. New York Times.
Proud of it.
New York Times. Bottled water is full of plastic particles. Of course, can they harm you? It's killing fish. It's killing all kinds of things, of course, but the human, the organic pet. Listen, this is just, one of our veterinary guys that we work with a lot, the organic pet, talking about hydration and what it can do. Listen, Perrier. Oh, this will get us. This will get us there.
This is gross.
Okay, guys, Perrier water, April 28th. Okay, bottles of Perrier water found with fecal bacteria in them. Guys, I don't know what you guys are drinking out there, but yeah, let's see. The EPA allows 10 times as much toxin on tomatoes. So they started using, what is it? Acetate on tomatoes. Again, guys, of course, it's not redacted. It's highlighted.
Yeah, we didn't redact it.
You can actually see these.
Here's
now,
one that'll get you big time.
Yeah, guys, this is gonna get you. U.S. News. More states legalize dissolving bodies in water. Okay, so in the industry of creating a greener industry, they decided they could just start dissolving bodies and then putting them into the system. So they just dump the dissolved body into the sewage system. And I don't know.
But won't our little pre-filter help with that?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about what we do to get rid of some of this stuff. So I don't know about you guys. Some of you guys might be in California. Listen, California by the year 2027. So 1 year from now. So next year they have to all of their sewage water has to be recycled for drinking.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? So that means where they legalize these bodies. Dumping into the sewage system is now going to be recycled. And this is in many, many states. I forget how many states this was. Sorry, guys, I should have read through, but I think it was
several of them.
Yeah, 7 states that was already legalized, and there's more and more being added to it. So it just, and there's 64% of all bottled water is the tap water. And so, okay, so what does that do? So now they're recycling your sewage water. They're making it into tap water. They're now bottling it into bottles. Mm-hmm. So if they can't get you through their tap, they're going to get you through the bottle. So guys, that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about breaking a bottled water habit. And in our own store, okay, and what we highly recommend is we have a little pre-filtration system that we have designed for all of our faucets or tap. Now I have this is a small system. This is designed for under the counter. Zester
Point
has
of
this
use,
at his
yeah.
place. Yeah, this is called the point of use. And we have whole house systems. They're large. Listen, guys, those are, $6,000 home systems that will soften water without any chemical exchange. You don't need to use salt water, any of that. I'm telling you guys, you need to get away from reverse osmosis water. Reverse osmosis water dries up that fruit. Same way, it won't replenish the fruit. It won't plump them back up because it can't get into the body because it's very, very acidic. But this is a little filter, guys, that goes underneath the counter. This little filter is a $750 setup. It's a commercial setup. Now, I did that because I want you to have the best, and it's got a lifetime warranty on it. So first off, it starts off with a filter, a meter on the top that tells you when a filter needs to be changed, meaning it's showing how much getting plugged in the filter. Now, the filter itself is designed for now they rated it up to 28,000 gallons, but I always say around 9,000 gallons because that's typically where we start to see the filter change it. But if you have a broken pipe or something and some dirt or dust gets in there, guys, then it's going to clog much quicker. I've had a person have it just a couple months, and when we got over there, I'm like, man, they didn't know they had a leak, and they were actually getting dirt into this new construction. It was new construction, and so it's clogging it up. So we had to go after a pipe, and so we found an incident for them, saved them. What was really going on? It would have clogged up their water heater, their dishwasher, all of those sort of things. And so we had it under sink, but because we found it, they were able to go after it. Whole house, it would have already clogged. It would have clogged it up. So we have whole house systems that are designed. They're 4 canisters. They're 20 inches deep. They're much bigger around, 4 to 6 inches across, and so much larger. So anyways, guys, one of the reasons why we're talking about this is because guess what? It's the end of the year. We got a couple end of the year specials my girl has put together, and so on this one here, this is a $750 unit. Now listen, if you purchase a machine, okay, one of the machines, a K8 ST501, you can get this for $250 off, which is 33% off of it, basically. Okay, $750, you can get it for $500 with the purchase of the big device. Now, this device right here, okay, we have a special. What's our special, baby?
What are we going to do? Are we going to help them buy it this time?
5% off. Yep,
we're going to help you guys. We're going to help you buy this if you do it before the end of the year.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to give them till the end of the year.
But you can't go onto our website and do it. You have to reach out to us. Okay, you have to tell us that you joined us with Zester this morning.
Right.
Okay, and if you do that, guys, then we're going to be able to get you 5% off of the purchase price. Not a rebate, not anything else. It'll be 5% directly off the purchase price. Now, this little bad boy right here is a $6,000 unit. Okay, with tax, it's around $6,400, right?
Depending on your tax area.
Right.
So if you're in a higher tax area, it's a little bit higher. If you're in some places they don't have tax, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
So
yes,
then you're looking at much less. But it's roughly that.
So 5% is a $300 savings plus $250 off of that other one, so you get a $550 to $600 savings before the end of the year. Now,
plus you get a tax break.
I was gonna say, and if you're like us, okay, listen, if you'll share with a friend or a neighbor, okay, you can get this written off in a tax break because you can start your own little business with this where you can give water. Now, I know that everybody doesn't want to give water, okay? I do know that. People are like, what, Wade? I mean, we do, 70 people a day.
I didn't want to give water at first either. I'm just telling you.
No, she was very mad.
But I am very grateful for what we have today.
Yeah, but if you give water, I don't care if you just give it to your neighbor. Listen, guys, it's like starting a home-based business. So once you own a device, you're automatically a distributor. You have to opt out. Okay, so it doesn't cost you anything extra or any of that. But the beauty of that is if you order before the end of the year, guess what? This is a full deduction against your taxable income. So there's a couple big things going on. And some of us, okay, are in a 30% tax bracket, right? We do all the writing, we do all this stuff. So what does that mean? That's an extra $1,500 to $2,000 potentially, Okay, I want to be careful because I'm not a tax
we're not a
advisor,
CPA.
any of that. But it's very simple. Okay, guys, and so with that, I just wanted to go over a couple things. We wanted to talk to you about hydration. We want to talk to you about detoxification, all those things that you're eating right now, guys. Anybody that has had any kind of any of those, little jabs. Let's talk about jabs. I don't want to get kicked off for that. So, any of those that had jabs, guess what? That's a very positive thing in your body. And when I say positive, that's not good. Okay. Negative charge is good. That's the electrical charge that keeps us flowing. Positive charge is bad.
It coagulates.
Yep, that's right. So that's what coagulates blood. That's what slows us down. That's what, stops everything. If one organ in your body turns positive, you're done. That organ is done as soon as it turns positive. So you get that little deal, right? And it's completely positive. So guess what? This water, when you consume it, when it's fresh out of the machine, has a huge, tremendous negative charge. So when you consume this water, it goes looking for things that are positive. And so it's going to go after and detox and help change the actual core of your body. All supplements, and I heard Zester talking about some of the supplements. And man, do we have some great supplements on here. Those ladies yesterday were fantastic. I'm telling you, I love those girls. Stacy, man, amazing. But the products, none of those products work unless you're hydrated. I mean it, guys. It doesn't matter. If you can't get it into your system and out to your system, okay? If you're like this, guess what? It can't flow. It has to be like this, right? Because that's the only way something can flow. So if you're dehydrated, then it isn't going to allow any of those products in your body. I'm talking from, it doesn't even matter. Right. Even food intake. If you're dehydrated, guys, you're not getting any nutritional value out of your digestive tract. You get constipation, you get a number of other things, right? All of that leads down the path of sickness and disease. So it's a tremendous antioxidant.
So how are they going to get a hold of us?
All right.
Let's tell you how to get a hold of us.
Yes.
Okay. So if you give us, there you go. There you go.
Hi, Trish, my girl. I'm telling you. Listen, Trish,
That's
the other day I just missed you. I'm like, I hadn't seen her for like 3 days. I jump on. Where is she? They said, she's okay. She's been on the night show. Thank you so much. My Free Water Store. That's right. So myfreewaterstore@gmail.com. Also, you can go to our website of myfreewater.com. And so that will get in there. Listen, see that number? I'm not there.
Leave us a voicemail, you guys, because it does go crazy at first.
Yeah.
Don't get discouraged. Leave us a voicemail. I promise you, I will get back to you. Remember, tomorrow is Christmas Eve. He told you I have a house full. So, but I will get back to you. I promise.
But I have a whip.
So just let me know.
Yes, guys. And so there we go. So now we don't charge anything. So do you know that $50 a month that you're paying to go there, you could own a device.
Yeah.
You could own the device. So, that's what we look at is instead of paying somebody and so we don't charge anything for the water that we give out. And I know people that are paying $5 a gallon. They were lining up to pay $5 a gallon. I'm like, what? So I'm like, I want to stand out there in the line and go, yo, excuse me. For less than that, you could own this device in your own home and get it fresh. And by the way, guys, fresh is the very best. Right. Those antioxidants get lost almost immediately. And we have so many people that have gone from drinking water from us and then getting their device, and they're like, whoa, what did you just do to me? Put me into the wall.
Detox
You shook me up from getting it fresh.
Feeling the tingle, that's for sure. And when you call us, if you have good credit, I know of cards that are 0% interest.
21 months.
21 months.
Yes.
And so they're pretty easy to pursue.
Use somebody else's money.
Yep, absolutely. I always say use somebody else's money if you can. So,
that's right.
With that, do we have any questions?
Oh, I definitely. I have
Yeah.
I have, I guess, a question and a little story
Excellent.
to throw at you that I thought would be interesting because you kind of talked a little bit about it. And so in the past, I used to do fiber optics and data networking. Now, the company I worked for, we were contracted by Coca-Cola Corporate, CCBCC.
Oh, no.
And Ingersoll Rand. Ingersoll Rand they primarily work in national defense. They build they build radiators and things for aircraft carriers.
Right.
And so it was really cool getting to go there. But I got to be in Coca-Cola facilities all the time. And Coca-Cola sells water. Dasani is their brand.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, you don't drink Dasani. Just as a heads up. But I know from working in the facility, Dasani water is city water run through a radioactive filter. Inside of the facility, you have to have a hazmat suit to work on the filtration system for the water.
That's incredible.
All over the place, and you're not allowed to take photos of it because you sign a document that you're not going to take photos of it, so you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
The only reason that I'm good at this point is because I think it's been 10 years.
So your NDA is good.
Exactly. And so, but no, it runs through a radioactive filter, and they're buying tap water. It's just the water from the city run through a radioactive filter, and then it's put into the water bottle.
Hey, so if you want to glow, you can drink Dasani, and you can just glow at night, right?
The thing is, I don't think I think that's all of them. From what I had seen, that was all of the price. So the water that makes your Coca-Cola, what did they do to it first?
Mm-hmm.
They took it from the tap water and they put it through their radioactive filter. The same thing with all the other ones. And so I thought an interesting question coming from me was bottled water. Because many people live in a world where they drink bottled water, even if, everybody says the city water is okay, et cetera, et cetera. But I know that I have lived much of my life with the belief that bottled water is better. Well, what are your thoughts on that one as a question?
Well, exactly what you said. We've tested many bottled waters, of course, and just like you said, we learned that one of our other friends worked at the bottling plant for Dasani out of Detroit, where they were using the Detroit River. So they were helping them to clean up the Detroit River at the same time that they're putting that in bottled water. Then
I did the update for the Baltimore facility where they produce these products with Baltimore City water. I had questions. Everybody else there is like, oh yeah. Oh, don't you love that you get to have, a Coke product for a quarter? I'm like, I've seen how you make it. I liked it a lot more before.
No thanks. If I could not get Kangen water and I was forced to drink something else, it would be tap water every single time. I would not drink bottled water.
Yeah, the craziest thing. That's something I learned
to have to drink
that you may be better off with chlorine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could put a piece of fruit in it and absorb the chlorine and some of the chemicals out of the tap water. And of course, that filter that I was showing, this is just a little bit of a spec sheet. I don't know if you can see that, but
let me try to get you a little bit larger.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, is it back? Oh, it's not backwards. Yeah. But that's some of the specs that we run on that. So just to give you a little bit of an idea, right? So Legionella 99.9999%, bacteria 99.999, viruses 99999, protozoa 999. All of these guys. I mean, from trace pharmaceuticals, DNA, RNA, those sort of things, guys. I'm telling you, if anthrax comes at you, this little bad boy has your back. And so why in the world would I drink a bottled water? I could bottle my own. Right. And I get that. We jet ski and we play hard, man. We play a lot, but we used to do the same thing. We drank Aquafina. Listen, Denver City Water, who, by the way, Denver is recycling their sewage water now. for drinking water. and so guess what? Aquafina users, Dallas, there's another one of their bottling plants. So they're using a lot of that. So guys, I'm just telling you, it's so terrible what's going on out there.
And the cheaper the bottled water, the cheaper it is, whether it's the Sam's Club or any of the rest, the bottles are so cheap that they're bottling it at 180 degrees.
Yep.
So you're leaching that plastic into your system on top of all the gunk that they're putting in your water.
Just like they said with those nanoparticles,
Yeah.
now there's 200 to 300,000 nanoparticles found in each bottle of water. They're doing autopsies and they're finding a tablespoon of plastic in each person's brain. I wish we had some of the pictures of brains, not to cross everybody out. I get Gina's like, oh, Wade, you're too much. Because
we've got some gross
I bring
ones,
out
but-
autopsy brains and stuff on slides and just show people. It's like, guys, it's like, guys, you need to know what's going on. You need to know what's going on in your world.
So those of you, and I don't advocate this much, but if you truly can't afford getting both of these guys, at least get this for your safety.
Yeah, and stop drinking bottled water.
Put it on your kitchen faucet, and at least you've got decent water. It's not ionized, it's not electrolyzed reduced water, but at least it's clean.
Yeah,
At least it's safer for you.
Yeah, because it definitely, guys. I mean, it's so incredible.
It is, and how are they going to attack us? What's the best way for them to attack us? Our water.
Right.
We can't live without it.
I'm not giving any terrorists any ideas, but man.
Yeah. Quit. Stop. Shut up. Shut up. Wait.
Hey, then we'll be played in other countries. That will be the #1 show.
Yeah. Why did we suddenly get a buttload of views from the Middle East? Like this video has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times, and all in Afghanistan.
Is that Ahmed? Is that Ahmed?
There's a few Chechens that are watching. Well, what is going on here? It's all going to be Wade's fault.
Well, listen, guys. We love you, and I mean that from the bottom of our heart. Everybody that we've met through the family, this group have just been absolutely tremendous, and we thank each and every one of you that have joined our family, also adopted in, and Zester, of course, same thing. We just love you guys, Mark.
We're here to help you.
I was listening to them yesterday. They were all talking about the twins and all that stuff. So our daughters did the Ohio trek and went to the Twin Fest or whatever they call, and that's what the pet gals were talking about yesterday. Was going to that. Mark Zester, you guys, he was talking about how many twins they have twins in every generation.
Wow,
I mean,
that's amazing.
and they've got new twins on the way. They're going to be here in February.
That's cool.
By the way, listen, you make sure that she's drinking this water because it cleanses that amniotic fluid. All of our grandbabies, and I mean every one of them, jaundice-free, absolutely fabulous. I call them all little Congonites because their whole start of their life was all through Kangen water. So amniotic fluid. I mean, at the doctor, because they kept coming back to test. They're like, well, they were sure she had jaundice whatsoever. And so they kept coming back to my son, said, stop it. Stop poking my baby. And because he was scared to death, they were going to try and vax him or something too.
Right.
And so he's like, oh, no, you're not. Let me tell you that those kids are non-vaxxed and they are the most amazing. I mean, we have great grandkids, but just absolutely amazing. And so just so proud of them all. But anyways, guys, yeah.
We need to leave him time to sing happy birthday.
Yes, that's right.
And we are grateful to have you guys.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas to you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. And
Happy New Year. And we are headed into some really exciting times.
Oh, yes, we are. But guys, don't wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't wait. I'm just telling you.
Call
don't
us.
Wait. That's right.
Yeah. Email us.
As you can tell, Gina's got all the stockings back here hanging and all the stuff. We're prepping for tomorrow and going to have all.
This makes a good stocking stuffer.
That's right. It's a great present underneath the tree. And so guys, just reach out to us again. myfreewater.com and myfreewaterstore@gmail.com. or a couple ways, and then 719-687-8732. With that, we're going to go back to Zester because I want to hear him sing. I haven't heard him sing.
Yeah.
It's got that
Well,
right
I'm
there.
recovering from the sickness, and so I think folks are kind of asking for a little bit of a torture session on that front today with me singing. But hey,
That's right.
it's not my eardrums. I always sound nice to myself, and isn't that funny how we were all given that ability? We don't sound bad to ourselves. We always sound good for some reason, or at least decent.
That's right.
Or unless we hear our voices recorded. We were just
no, don't do that.
today.
Gina, don't remind me. I do my best to not. I've watched one or two. When I thought I did a really good job, I've gone back and listened to it.
Like, who's that talking?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like, folks wouldn't pay me to shut up. I don't think they'd pay me to sing, but they wouldn't pay me to stop. And so I'm in that middle ground of, not good enough to be paid, but also not good enough to, not bad enough to get paid not to.
You're not getting the hook pulled off a stage, right?
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere right there in the middle.
Yeah,
I
there
love
you go.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you, Zester, for having us on this morning. Thank you, everyone out there. We appreciate you, and have a very Merry Christmas, guys, and just get out there and make it happen for yourselves.
Yep.
Hugs and loves to Pops too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I hope y'all have an amazing holiday season. Looking forward to getting to see y'all. And it is, when it comes down to it, water and bioavailability of everything. They're very interconnected.
That's right.
I know on our supplements and such for like our mushroom tinctures and things of that nature, as opposed to like a physical product, it's a very important distinction that people don't regularly think about. I didn't think about, but it really does matter. There's a huge difference. The same idea, if your body needs to break something down, everybody's body breaks things down differently. Liquids, we all essentially are on an even playing field. Our bodies are pretty much the same universally in terms of efficiency. Whereas if you were to take, say, a capsule or something, every single one of us on the whole planet is going to have a different reaction because our body's going to break it down and process it differently. Liquid,
that's right.
Water
Or
is important.
a tablet that takes 600 pounds to compress.
Yeah.
600 pounds. So unless you got little sledgehammers in there, pounding away. And you just talk to a guy who has a septic system or septic company or does those little houses, and he'll tell you about all the pills that are still sitting in those. That after everybody's gone through, guys, the assimilation process is very minimal in the regular market. Until you get into things that are bioavailable to the body, it does not matter. But if you can get something bioavailable, you can make changes in your core. And so that's why they go hand in hand. In fact, that's the only way they can go.
Absolutely. And so, I hope y'all have an awesome holiday. We chat with you guys soon, Wade and Gina.
Yes, look forward to it.
Thank you, Zester.
See you later.
Hey, y'all have a blessed one.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, I see a few questions that popped in real quick. Definitely a huge thanks to Wade and Gina. It is. It's a very, very, very important part. And it's one of the simplest things. And I know I'm the type of person, and I still do it to this day. I still go out and I grab that bottle of water because I'm out and about and running around. I need to get better at making certain to fill up the water jug before I leave the house. But I saw a few questions here, and then I'm going to sing happy birthday, and we're going to go ahead and head out. We're at an hour and a half. Lily Pad announced the Trump administration talks with former intelligence analyst Edward Snowden for a total and complete pardon. I would be very, very happy to see that, Lily Pad. I strongly, strongly believe that Edward Snowden's actions, while I'm concerned about the implications in our intelligence communities of important national security things being leaked, this is a clear situation of a actor releasing or leaking information, not to diminish the United States, but to try and educate the American people. So I'd be happy about that one. CT says, what is VOF Room? That is the Voices of Freedom. That is the original Mark Z official Telegram room. You have all the room options that you ever had in the past, all in one place. Plus, you have Crypto Chat with Zester that you can join in over there on that one. I saw one last question, and then I was going to go ahead, or two, actually. Jackie, Zester, how do you tell if something is AI? Jackie, any of the file data is really where you get the information. And so it's very hard for you or me or anyone to just look at the current AI images or videos and immediately know. Some are easy. Some are just illogical. You look at it and you're like, that's not real. Other ones are not that easy. Where it really reveals itself, Jackie, is it reveals itself in the data. It's in the backspace. But even then, it's starting to get very, very difficult. Jackie, that's going to be one of the questions that I think we as a society need an answer for. Because in the coming decades, it's going to become an insanely big problem. We're never going to know what's real and what's not. And it's going to become nigh impossible to tell the difference. Right now, it's fairly easy, but we're still at the beginning phases. And while it's still easy now, it was a lot easier 2 years ago. And so it's progressing towards a point where we're not going to be able to distinguish between AI and human. It absolutely is on that path. It's progressing quickly. Final question. Joseph, will you talk to Mark later today? Absolutely. I will be chatting with him. And guys, if there is any major updates, Joseph and everyone else out there, if there are any major updates, it will pop up. Don't worry. It will be here. And everybody will get a notification, and you'll be getting blown up on Telegram and every other outlet if we do have any major information coming from Pops. I was just laughing. There's a really, really funny comment that snuck by everybody in the chat. But I'm going to just leave that one be and go ahead and say thank you guys so much for joining. Love you all. Pops will be back tomorrow morning for normal time. So normal morning podcast for tomorrow. Beyond that, look for an update tomorrow morning during the stream to see what the next scheduled dates are going to be. Otherwise, love you guys. Thank you so much. Come join me over on Crazy Kryptonaut. I will be live tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about the Clarity Act. The Clarity Cryptocurrency Act, a very, very important act or very important legislation in terms of the process towards the new financial system, in my opinion. And so, thank you guys. Peace.